The leaders of the world's two biggest economies, US President Joe Biden and China's President Xi Jinping, could engage in a dialogue as soon as next week. The two leaders are likely to hold a virtual meeting in the coming days. And ahead of that meeting, China says that it is ready to manage differences with the United States, hinting at a slight warming of ties between Washington and Beijing. In a letter, Xi Jinping said that China is willing to bring ties between the two world powers back on track. US officials believe that direct engagement with Xi Jinping is the best way to prevent the relationship between the world's two biggest economies from spiraling into a conflict. Last month, US officials revealed that they had reached an agreement in principle with China to hold a virtual meeting between the two leaders before the end of the year. The meeting comes as an effort to ensure stability in one of the world's most fraught relationships. In August, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and China's top diplomat Yang Jiechi had also held talks in Zurich. The White House Deputy Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said that working-level discussions between the two sides are underway. Now, this is going to be a high-stakes meeting. Washington and Beijing have been sparring over multiple issues. This includes the origin of the COVID-19 pandemic and China's expanding nuclear arsenal. Experts say that the two sides may work towards an agreement to relax restrictions on visas for journalists. A White House National Security Council spokesperson has said that the planned meeting was a part of the U.S. efforts to responsibly manage the competition with China. The last time Biden and Xi Jinping spoke was in September. This was a phone call that roughly lasted 90 minutes. Our correspondent Susan Tehrani is now joining us live on the broadcast from New York. Hi, Susan. A lot of anticipation, even speculation over what is likely to be discussed between the two leaders. The list is definitely long. What are you picking up through your sources on the likely agenda?
Yeah, Molly, definitely a lot of anticipation regarding this meeting. The first time that it will be face-to-face, at least virtually, since U.S. President Joe Biden took office. The last time the two leaders spoke, as you mentioned, was back in September. And the readout of that call, if it's any reference, said that it was in order to continue discussions on ongoing efforts to responsibly manage the competition between the two sides. Now we're talking at a time when the United States is really facing a supply chain crisis, if you will, and many are anticipating that this U.S.-China supply chain war is really in the making, and I think that's one of the issues that the United States wants to prevent, considering the fact that we just had news recently that Apple, for example, lost $6 billion and left it on the table because it lost, in chips. And so commerce is going to be definitely on the table. The issue of Taiwan, really high stake, but also Washington's concerns about Beijing's nuclear arsenal will also be at the table. But I think something that a lot of Americans will be looking at is for the Biden administration to press China on the origins of the COVID virus, more transparency regarding Wuhan. There is a bipartisan panel, a suggestion for a bipartisan panel here in the United States that really is pushing for that, and I think that's something that Americans want this administration to get more answers from China. So we'll wait and see, but absolutely lots to take note of and to watch for.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.